Hi everyone, this is Security Brief Part 3, Concourse and Mezzanine Access and Descriptions. Hopefully this will be a good resource for you to review what we did Tuesday night. If you were in my group, you might not have gotten the best overview of this information. So hopefully this screencast will be a good refresher for you to study and learn our on-shift duties before THON weekend. So without further ado, we will get started. This first slide here won't take long. This is just the concourse map. Like we did in the first week, we'll have our zones and our gates, and all of the following slides will pertain to this concourse level or anything that goes down into the event level or mezzanine. Alright, so first thing, we're going to have our THON stores. There are 3 THON stores located on the concourse. Only merchandise and supply logistics will have access to these stores. Merchandises will be wearing light pink. Supply logistics will be wearing lime green. What to look for if we encounter long lines, make sure committee members keep the line as close to the inside of the wall as possible. That'll be a reoccurring trend. We want to keep portals clear. No stealing seems self-explanatory, but make sure we're aware that that could be an issue. If you see anyone stealing, report what they look like or what they're wearing, and try to get that information to a captain so that we can identify that person at a later time. Alright, going along with that, we have the THON store storage. Only merchandise will be able to access these storage rooms. Once again, they'll be in light pink shirts, and although the doors will be unlocked, we will be guarding them for that reason. And you will be briefed more about your position if you are in fact guarding a THON store storage room. Alright, who's hungry? Because we're talking about concession stands. Now, only hospitality, special events, and merchandise will have access to these. This will test your, your colors a little bit. We have all kinds of shades of pink here. Hospitality will be wearing a bright pink, special events will be wearing maroon, and merchandise again will be wearing the light pink. And just as we talked about with the THON store, if the lines get long, make sure to push them against the wall so that they're not blocking concession stands or any open portals. And if you see any stealing, try to identify what a person is wearing or what they look like, and make sure to tell a captain. Alright, very important is our on-duty committee member storage. This will only be available directly before and after we are on shift. This area is to be kept organized, and it is only to be used for storage. Whenever you're depositing items into this area, make sure to put your name on everything that you are bringing into the Bryce Jordan Center, just so it's easier to identify whenever you need to pick it up. And in that same note, don't bring any valuables, anything that you're not willing to lose. Try not to bring that in. And watch for spectators who are trying to sleep on the top of these rows or stay in the top of these rows. Spectators are not permitted to be in this area. So remember, try to keep this organized and put your name on anything that you are bringing into the Bryce Jordan Center before or after your shift. Alright, next is the handicapped committee member elevator. This will be accessible for any on-shift handicapped committee members, obviously, but they must be escorted by a captain. Also, people with access to these elevators are BJC staff members and dancers or captains during a overflow bathroom situation. What we should be looking for are any committee members that are coming off the elevator without a captain. Even though it might seem counterintuitive, if they're not with a captain, you do have to send them back down where they came from until they can locate their captain. And once they find their captain, then they can return up the elevator, but we can't have people coming up the elevator unless they're being escorted by a captain. Alright, similar to the handicapped committee member elevators, we have the committee member stairs. This is accessible for on-shift committee members. However, they have to be escorted again by either a captain, a security leader, or pass leader. And also captains are allowed to use these stairs Again, if on-shift committee members are attempting to use these stairs without one of those three, either a captain, an SL, or a PL, we do have to send them back down the stairs until they're able to locate one of those leaders, and spectators are also not allowed to use these stairs as well. All right, moving on, we have info booth and donation stations. These will be accessible to communications and finance. Communications will be wearing Kelly green shirts, and finance will be wearing dark green shirts. A big thing here is to make sure lines aren't blocking these booths so that people can freely come up to them and they don't have to try to get through people who are already waiting in line in front of them. So remember, make sure that lines are not blocking these entrances at any time. Alright, well, if you didn't know we had a THON museum, you're not alone, but we do. And it is organized by special events who will be wearing maroon shirts. I should have put that on this slide. I think I put it on the other slides, but they will be wearing maroon. This is accessible to anyone, and look out for wrongdoers. Just anyone trying to damage anything within the museum or just cause trouble like anywhere else in the Bryce Jordan Center. Make sure people are doing what they're supposed to in the THON Museum. We've gone over pass line overflow before. This is really nothing new. Long lines tend to form during high traffic hours, and those lines should always be kept as close to the wall as possible, making sure to keep any portals or donation booths, concession stands open for through traffic. So remember to keep lines pushed up against the wall as close as possible during these high traffic hours. Alright, drunk shift, we've already touched on this. Gate A, we know, will be the only gate open during drunk shift hours. Again, this is circle of trust. We don't need to tell this to anyone outside of our committee, outside of any R&R committees. Remember, no unsealed liquids during this time. We can check bags, we can feel under the bags. We can ask people to remove items from bags, but we just cannot physically enter a bag, and make sure to check people regardless of whether they have a bag or not for signs of intoxication. As we know, people can try to get in alcohol in numerous different ways, so just check regardless of whether they have a bag or not for obvious signs of intoxication. Alright, we're winding down, and we'll talk about EMS and police and their locations. EMS will be located at Portal 24. You can remember that because EMS will be available 24/7. So think EMS, they're available 24/7, they're at Portal 24. And then police will be right next to EMS. And I'm not sure what Taylor Swift has to do with police, but you can remember Dancing Like We're 22, Portal number 22 for police, if you so please. Alright, we have our freight elevator. These will be accessible to Haas, OPP, and Merch. Haas in bright pink, OPP in navy blue, and Merch again in light pink, as well as EMS. Now be alert for EMS who are trying to use these elevators without freight, and committee members without captains. Any of these people will not be permitted to use the freight elevator, as they are only to be used by EMS with freight and or committee members escorted by a captain. Alright, last slide, we have press row. Access to press row will only be granted to public relations in purple, and of course members of the press. No spectators can be in press row, and that's about it, guys. So if you're watching this still to the end, I appreciate it. Trying to do this for your benefit. I know at the meetings it's tough to stay alert and focused because these are dry. They're dry for us, the security leaders too. So hopefully these are helpful. Again, give me your feedback on them, what I can do to make them better. And whatever you guys are doing, have a great day.